The number one way you abandon yourself is through people pleasing. How do I know? Because I've been there and I'm done that so many times I can't even tell you. In my 68 years of life, I've realized finally that it is the most destructive behavior that I participate in, and it probably is yours too. Years ago, I was talked to about keeping the focus on myself, and it has been a really long decades practice of keeping the focus on how I think, how I feel, what it is that I want. It sounds really selfish, but I want you to take it to this next level. When some information comes into you and you want to do something or you want to please somebody, take a moment and focus on the feeling in your body. Find the sensation. And if it's a no, you can say no. And if it's a yes, there's no resistance to it and just go with that. But if you are scanning your environment like I learned to do in my house of growing up where there was a lot of violence, I scanned to know what I can do to keep safe. If I get good enough grades, then I will be safe. If I work 70, 80 hours a week, I will be safe. As a child, if I wanted to make sure I didn't get beaten, I had to do everything perfectly. And so I scanned to see who around me needs perfection. And those people drive me crazy, by the way. And people who are a little bit more relaxed. And we all have our different things about how we were raised in our conditioning. And we want to manage other people's feelings so that we can be okay. But you are not responsible for someone's feelings. You are only responsible for yourselves. And I cannot even place the amount of importance this is. The process for not people pleasing and for responding and conditioning yourself, reconditioning yourself to a new way of being, to have a different mindset around this, is notice how you are when you are around your people. Are you doing things that you don't want to do? If so, you're people pleasing. Are you saying yes to something you really don't want to do? You are people pleasing. Are you giving a gift so that you can get acknowledgement? You are people pleasing. If you're doing something that is out of alignment with who you are people pleasing. And I can't stress enough this new process for you on how to be when you are in this response. So Viktor Frankl talks about that when there is a stimulus, there is a pause before you respond. But that is a nanosecond. And your practice is to not say anything, keep your mouth shut, so that when you do a typical thing like, do you want to go to the movies today? And your body says no, pause. Check in with your body. What does your feeling say? If it says no, say no, thank you. I don't have availability right now. Because when you start honoring yourself, you are not going to be bitter towards anyone else for them abandoning you. I know this sounds simple. It's not. It's a practice, especially when there's that fine line between I love to give, but you have to ask yourself, what are your motives for giving? And if it's to manage somebody else's emotions, you're not giving in a loving way. So people pleasing should be a really good, I said the word should, people pleasing could be a great practice to overcome. And by doing that, you keep the focus on yourself and what is best for you. I was inspired today for this from the Courage to Change. And let me just say, it does take a lot of courage to change, because you have to give up that which has served you so well and trying a new behavior. So when I heard that we need to keep the focus on ourselves, I wondered what others would think of me if I acted on that principle. Surely they would think me inconsiderate, thoughtless, and uncaring. And those were my complaints about everybody in my life. I didn't want to be that way. Instead, I tried to do things for others that seemed loving and generous, even though I didn't want to do them. You were volunteering. I couldn't understand why I often grew so resentful after such actions. My efforts to be selfless by trying to please everyone but myself weren't working. The focus was on their response rather than on what seemed right for me also. There was nothing unconditional about this kind of giving. My friend helped me to see that if I paid more attention to myself and to doing what I thought was best, I would be free to give without strings attached. Then I could truly be generous. And when I keep the focus on myself and make this my top priority, I become more fully myself and I am better able to treat others with love and respect. I hope this helps. If it does, please put in the comments below if this is something that also you might need help with, because I'm happy to share some more information on that. If you like my content, please like, share, and share it with somebody who might benefit from this, and maybe subscribe because somebody could like this. Like, I love doing this. I love you.